Imagine this. You're having a completely ordinary day. You've just come home from work or school, and you're chilling in the living room, maybe watching some TV or scrolling through your phone. The world outside is quiet. Suddenly, a massive deafening crash echoes through the house. The walls shake. At first, your mind races. Was it an earthquake? An explosion? A quick glance out the window shows absolutely nothing unusual. But when you walk into the next room to investigate, there's a hole in your ceiling, and sitting right there on the floor in a cloud of dust is a rock. But this isn't just a stray piece of concrete. This is a messenger from the sky, a relic older than Earth itself. It's a meteorite. And against all astronomical odds, it just crashed right into your living room. Sounds like a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But it is a very real possibility. In fact, in 1954, a woman named Ann Hodges was taking a nap on her couch in Alabama when a meteorite crashed through her roof, bounced off a radio, and struck her. She survived, becoming the only documented human in history to be hit by a meteorite. Earth is bombarded by over 40 tons of space dust and debris every single day. While most of it burns up, a tiny fraction makes it to the surface. So, what should you do if this actually happened to you? Is that rock just a regular chunk of stone, or a space traveler with billions of years of history? And most importantly, why are scientists willing to pay a fortune to get their hands on it? In today's video, we'll dive deep into the fascinating world of meteorites and tell you exactly what you need to do if the universe decides to drop a package on your doorstep. If you love unraveling the mysteries of space with me, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Now let's blast off into the video. First, let's get our terminology straight, because the name of this space rock actually changes depending on its location. Out in the vast, freezing void of the solar system, often originating from the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, these drifting rock and metal fragments are called meteoroids. When their orbit crosses paths with Earth and they plunge into our atmosphere, they ignite due to immense pressure, creating that brilliant, glowing streak across the night sky we often call a shooting star. At this stage, it is a meteor. Finally, if the object is tough enough to survive this fiery descent and actually hits the ground, it officially earns the title of meteorite. So that steaming rock sitting on your shattered floorboards? Technically, it's a meteorite. Surviving the plunge through Earth's atmosphere is one of the universe's ultimate stress tests. These objects travel at mind-bending speeds, anywhere from 11 to 72 kilometers per second. That is dozens of times faster than a speeding bullet. When a rock hits the atmosphere at that speed, the air in front of it doesn't just rub against it, it compresses violently. This rapid compression superheats the air to thousands of degrees, wrapping the meteor in a blazing ball of plasma. This intense heat melts the outer layer of the rock, causing it to flow backward. If the rock survives, this melted layer quickly cools, forming a thin, dark, glassy coating known as a fusion crust. Furthermore, the extreme forces often carve out thumbprint-like depressions on the rock's surface called regmaglyphs. If you find a dense rock with a burnt, glassy crust and these weird dimples, you are likely holding a piece of the cosmos. But we shouldn't underestimate the power of this atmospheric entry. Remember the Chelyabinsk meteor in 2013? A house-sized space rock exploded over Russia with the force of 30 Hiroshima bombs. The flash was brighter than the sun, and the resulting shockwave shattered windows across 6 cities, injuring over 1,000 people. Most meteorites that make it to the ground, however, are much smaller and have slowed down significantly by the time they hit the Earth, practically falling at normal terminal velocity. Alright, back to your living room. The dust is settling. The first rule is don't panic. The meteorite isn't going to explode and it's not radioactive. You might think the rock would be glowing hot, but surprisingly, while the very outer layer might be warm right after impact, the inside is often freezing cold. Why? Because space is incredibly cold, and rock is a very poor conductor of heat. The trip through the fiery atmosphere only takes a few seconds, not nearly long enough to heat the rock all the way through. However, here is the most crucial part. Do not touch it with your bare hands. These stones are scientific gold mines, pristine time capsules from the dawn of the solar system. If you touch it with your bare skin, you instantly contaminate it with your DNA, skin oils, moisture, and earthly bacteria. This can ruin millions of years of untouched cosmic history. Instead, put on clean gloves or carefully slide it into a clean, airtight plastic container or aluminum foil to minimize exposure to our oxygen-rich, humid air. And whatever you do, never wash it, run it under water, or try to scrub off the dirt. For scientists, that dirt might contain the secrets of the universe. So, you've safely secured the meteorite, and called the authorities, like a local university's geology or astronomy department. What happens next? When a meteorite reaches a state-of-the-art lab, the real magic begins. Scientists classify meteorites into a few main types. There are stony meteorites, which make up the vast majority and contain silicate minerals. Then there are iron meteorites, which are incredibly dense and made almost entirely of iron and nickel. These are actually the shattered cores of ancient dead planets that were blown apart billions of years ago. And finally, the rarest of all, stony iron meteorites, like pallasites, which look like stunning cosmic stained glass when sliced, featuring golden green olivine crystals suspended in shiny silver metal. By analyzing the isotopes inside these rocks, scientists can determine their age. Many are roughly 4.5 billion years old, dating back to the exact time our solar system was just a swirling disk of dust and gas. That means the rock in your house is older than the Earth itself, but it gets even crazier. Some meteorites, specifically a type called carbonaceous chondrites, contain water and complex organic molecules, including amino acids. This fuels the incredible panspermia theory, which suggests that the fundamental building blocks of life weren't created on Earth, but were actually delivered here by meteorite impacts billions of years ago. We've even found microscopic pre-solar grains inside them, literal stardust from ancient massive stars that lived and died long before our sun was even born. And then there are the planetary meteorites. Yes, some rocks found on Earth actually came from the Moon, or even Mars. How is that possible? Millions of years ago, a massive asteroid slammed into Mars with such incredible force that it blasted chunks of the Martian crust right out of its gravity well and into space. Those Martian rocks drifted through the cold, dark void for millions of years until one day Earth got in the way. Scientists can perfectly match the microscopic pockets of gas trapped inside these rocks to the atmosphere of Mars. Because of their incredible history and rarity, these Martian and lunar meteorites are considered highly valuable, sometimes selling for much more than their weight in gold. However, remember that laws regarding meteorite ownership vary heavily by country, so scientific donation is always the safest and most honorable route. Ultimately, having a meteorite land in your house, or even finding one out in the wild, isn't just a bizarre accident, it's a direct physical connection to the cosmos. You are looking at a traveler that has wandered the void for billions of years, witnessed the birth of planets, survived the ultimate trial by fire, and now rests quietly in your hands. Protecting it and handing it over to science is the greatest way to honor its incredible journey. And there you have it, space enthusiasts. I hope this deep dive gave you a whole new perspective on the rocks that fall from the sky. That's all from me for today. If you enjoyed this cosmic journey, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below. Also, make sure to keep an eye on the community tab tomorrow for some awesome updates, and get ready for a brand new short right after. Until next time, take care, keep looking up, and goodbye.